You don't even know. I'm so proud of myself right now. I got so much stuff done. And it is only 10 a.m. 30 videos recorded, ready to go out, probably a year's worth of content. I feel like we need to have a conversation that there's some things I haven't told you about yet. I've kind of hidden them a little bit. It's been about 6 months, kind of 10 years. This video, I'm gonna drop you a little nugget in this. So if you're wondering, how do I change my life? How do I get healthy habits? How do I quit some? I'm gonna tell you some that I've got, and some that maybe you want to pick up, maybe some that you want to drop. Things that I've done to be productive, focused, organized, profitable, and follow my passion in life and be able to still make money. As an entrepreneur and digital nomad, my life is always changing, but there's certain things in my routine, both in the morning and at night, that don't really ever change. So if we haven't officially met, I'm Brandi, and if you're excited about this video as I am, be sure to hit that like button below, subscribe to this channel, and tap that little bell icon so you're notified each and every time I publish a new video. But let's talk about some healthy habits that have changed my life and some things that I quit. You might want to follow in my footsteps. The first thing is waking up early, and I wake up at 5 a.m. So waking up at 5 a.m. lately, it's actually been earlier. I'm talking 3 a.m. The dogs and the cat get me up lately. If you don't know about Birdie's Doghouse and all the fur babies that I've got up in my life, they're always here. Roland's back there right now. Birdie's down below me. I've got 5 fur babies right now, 4 dogs and 1 cat, but before Christmas, right after it, we had 6 of them. Got a little dog rescue that I do, and waking up early, especially even having a boyfriend that now wakes up early, which I'm gonna tell you why in just a second. He allows me to not get stuff done and I get distracted. I've had to eliminate some of those things or change my routine a little bit, but it's caused me to wake up earlier and earlier. Okay, so waking up early has changed the game for me because nobody else is up at that time. I get so much done by the time that the afternoon rolls around or by noon rolls around. I mean, right now, like I said, it's a.m. It's like 10 a.m. this morning, and I've already gotten like 4 videos recorded. I've checked my emails. I've responded to social media. I've done all the things that I need to do. And technically, I could just take off this afternoon and go do some other things that I need to do for my personal life and not my business life. That's the perk of waking up at 5 a.m. You get everything else done because everyone else is sleeping. So you need to be on when everyone else is off. How do you do that? Well, the second tip and the second thing that has changed my life, a healthy habit, should I say, is going to bed earlier. Obviously, if you want to wake up earlier, you have to go to bed earlier. You're not in those early days, or at least I'm not in the early days anymore because I'm pushing 40 here soon. Got a couple of years, but that's how I feel. I'm in my 30s, if you didn't know that. Okay. I go to bed early, so 9 p.m., that's way too late for me. You're past my bedtime. 7, 8 o'clock, I've already eaten dinner, fed the dogs, and I am about to be sleeping if I'm not already. I don't really do a whole lot at night because I can't stay awake anymore, and I get really grumpy when I don't have my sleep. So I wake up at 5 a.m. and if I don't get to bed early at night, then I'm grumpy the next day and I'm groggy. And in fact, if I don't get up at 5 a.m., I feel like my whole day's gone. So if I'm up at like 6 or 7, I'm like, oh God, there's so much that I lost time doing, because I like to read and do things that I like to do in the morning and get other projects done that I can't really do when things are coming at me all day. If you work from home or while you roam and you're a digital nomad like me, you run your own business or even just working for someone else and you have all these distractions or things coming at you. If you get up early, go to bed early, these things will help you. Okay, I promise. And I'm going to tell you how I'm able to go to bed early. The next thing that has changed the game for me is not drinking. I haven't drank alcohol. I'm not a huge drinker anyways, but I haven't drank alcohol in at least 6 months. I'm not really doing it for me. I guess I am because I'm kind of like a godly person. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't drink because, Jesus didn't drink and God doesn't want us to drink. And he says, don't look at the glass and the wine that it sparkles in. I never really drank a lot anyways, especially now that I've become an entrepreneur, gotten a little bit older and gone through like my story. If you haven't seen my story, talked about some things in there that have changed the game for me in my life. There's a lot of things I learned about my body and I just stopped drinking, but really it's to support some other people in my life that don't drink and we're making a change in their life. And so I really wanted to be there to support them. It has helped to not drink and to have alcohol removed from my life, because before, when I had to deal with drinking, it wasn't me that had a problem, but it was people around me that drank. I was always like on eggshells and always being kept up late or being forced to get up earlier than I wanted to get up or later than I wanted to get up, and I would have to move my plans around, or I would just be groggy, or it just was a horrible experience. I'm just telling you, personally, I would remove drinking from your life. If you can, remove anyone from your life that drinks. That will change the game for you. And saying no to events that involve drinking. Now, the one thing that I find is I don't really find pleasure in hanging out with people that drink or going to places that people are drinking because it's not fun for me. It's not fun hanging out with drunk people anymore. Not that it was fun before, because I wasn't really a person that hung out around that. I'm just saying it changed my life to not drink. Another thing that changed the game for me was learning how to say no to other people and places and purchases, things, and not feel guilty. Okay, I'm like the queen of no. I actually made a video about this. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll drop a link in the comments to it. And if you haven't made it yet, I will be making it soon, which is why I say please, please, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and tap that little bell icon so you're notified when I do publish a new video. You won't miss that one. I have to say no. I have to say no to parties and weddings and events and weekend things that people try to get me to go to. A lot of it is really just drinking and social activities anyway. So if you don't drink, you can just make up excuses like I don't drink or I don't want to be around that, or you can say I have something else that I need to be doing. There's all kinds of ways that you can say no, which I've made a whole list about. But saying no has changed the game and helped me, because I used to be a people pleaser. I used to have to say yes to everyone, and I was everyone's second person, and they always were like, oh, Brandi. I was their second option. Okay, you teach people how to treat you, and this is the way that you teach them, is by saying no. You say, no, I can't do that, or no, I can't come to that, or sorry, I got something else to do. And they start to learn how to respect you and how to not walk all over you. And so that was something that I really had to learn. It was a hard, hard lesson. So if you don't know what codependency is, you should maybe check that word out. It's going to change the game for you like it did for me. I was dating this guy, and I remember going to this therapist and saying, oh my God, he's ruining my life. Everything's going wrong. It's him. And he was like, girl, have you looked at yourself lately? Codependency is when you live your life almost vicariously through other people, and you're worried about pleasing them instead of yourself and worrying about yourself. So they can handle them. You can handle you, boo. The other thing that changed the game for me was learning how to be happy and productive alone. I actually made a video about my tips and tricks, or why I love solo RV living, on my Urversity YouTube channel. It's really because I love being alone in my RV, and I can get so much done when I'm by myself. Every once in a while when I'm here at the condo, I can get things done, but that's only if my boyfriend goes to the office and he's not like busting through the door doing other things. Sometimes I'm not even at the condo that long to get things done. But learning to be happy and productive alone, I will say, coming from the country, like I grew up in the country, and if you don't know, I'm from Alabama. Growing up in the country and then coming to the city is really hard to be alone. I remember going to this little restaurant downstairs. Actually, I used to have an apartment across the way here, and I went downstairs. I was so scared having to go downstairs and eat by myself, and at the time I was drinking, so I was having a drink by myself, and I called my friend and I was like, will you come over here and wait with me or hang out with me, because I think I was going on a date or something. But I just remember being alone and being so scared. I was so scared to be alone and do something alone, and I used to always have to have someone around. And in the country, you're always with people and traveling with people. At least that's how I feel, because I always had family and friends around and all the people that I grew up with. But when I came to the city, I didn't know anybody, and I had to like start my life over, and I was working and I had this job, and so I was having to figure out how to be happy and productive alone. And I actually learned that more than anything, not only just RVing, but once I quit my job. So I actually made a video about how I quit my job and the steps that I went through to do that. It was after I quit my job, started my life as an entrepreneur, that my life and my brain and everything changed, in the way that I'm even talking to you, explaining things to you changed. The other thing that I've done, and healthy habit that I've implemented, is listening to my body, especially if it's that time of the month. Ant flow comes to town, you have to make sure that you listen, because I'll notice I get like this huge spike of energy right before my period, and then right after it, I'll just crash and burn. And I'll be like, oh, I don't have anything to do. My body will be aching. I'll just feel like it. So I try like not to schedule things that would interfere with that time. And I keep up on my watch and on my phone in my activity tracker of when I have my period every month. And so I know before I go on a vacation, before I schedule a major event, before I do anything, I know that I need to go buy tampons or buy my, period panties. I've been wanting to try them. So if you've tried them, let me know. But I've been trying to think of like how I can be more productive in my life. And so these habits of listening to my body and knowing like, let me get these things in advance. I'm not rushing around to find them or trying to get them when I'm in the van or something, and preparing and knowing like, okay, let me not record YouTube videos because my face is probably going to be breaking out, or let me not schedule a meeting on that day or that week because I'm not going to feel good, or it's probably the day that my period starts and I'm going to be like, oh God, I hate my life. So I try to listen to my body. Another thing that I've done is putting myself first, taking time for yourself. That could be a bath. It could be alone time. It could be just doing something that you love. It could be walking, going to the gym, hanging out with your dogs, just driving in the car. Whatever it is, my healthy thing is saying no to other people, but putting myself first and saying, hey, I gotta put myself first. You gotta do things that are gonna recharge your batteries. I'm an introvert. If I'm around a lot of people, I get super overwhelmed to the point of where I will literally start crying. If I had to go to event after event after event every day, I would be crying. If I had to go to office every day, that's probably why I hated my life back when I had a job. I didn't really understand like introverted versus extroverted stuff, and I thought that I was an extrovert, and I used to be. Now, even though I make these videos, I would like for you to know that I'm not an extrovert. I'm an introvert. Being around a lot of people and noise and chaotic activity and doing a lot of things just drains my battery. So if I was to go out this weekend and we had like a family event dinner, and then we had a friend thing on Saturday, and then we stayed up late on Friday or something, the whole weekend I would be like, on Monday. That's just not my thing. Another thing that changed the game for me was not wearing makeup. So I actually don't even have makeup on now. You know what I'm saying? But my zennies that I love, if you haven't ever picked up these zennies, you can check these out in the link below this video, or over on my website, blogandbrandi.com. But I love my zennies, and they kind of cover things up, whether I maybe have a pimple going on, or I am looking at my videos and going in and outside. So they're sunglasses, they transition, they glow in the dark, and also they block the rays on my phone. But the reason I talk about that is because fashion, these look fashionable, they're cool. I have some other ones at the RV. I have some like leopard ones, and I live a more natural lifestyle now, okay? I stopped caring what others thought. I don't color my hair. My hair is all natural. I probably have a couple of grays up in there. I think there's one. Oh my God, I think there's one like right there. Oh, Jesus. You know, that's crazy because I'm a cosmetologist. I'm a licensed cosmetologist for like 20 years, which means that I have a license to cut hair and color hair and do makeup and nails and all the pretty things. But I actually have really pretty nails. My nails are really long, and I have to keep them cut because it makes me less productive if I don't have them cut. And so I started learning like no perfumes, no lotions. I use like coconut oil. Even the makeup that I've gone years without wearing makeup, but tried to put a little makeup on here and there because I love my boyfriend. I don't want him to be like, my girl be janky. So every once in a while I have put on makeup, and I do still have a bag of makeup that I thought that I'd thrown out, but I found it. Every once in a while I will bring that bag out and I'll put my makeup on, and we'll go out and we'll do something spiffy. But usually I don't wear makeup anywhere, and I'm kind of against it, and I kind of cry sometimes when I have my makeup on because I don't feel it's pretty. I feel like God gave me this beautiful gift, and I used to have horrible acne skin, and wearing those makeup and all those chemicals and the things I was putting in my body, when I mentioned in my story, once I got pregnant, I started to learn a whole lot of things about my body, and just like all these things that they said, no, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that, don't do this, don't eat cheese, don't wear certain body lotions, everything you put in your skin, your baby's gonna feel. And I was like, well, dang, if your baby's gonna feel it, what about you? What about you? There's a lot of things that changed in my brain, and I just decided I didn't want to do. Another thing was eliminating things and stuff from my life. So if you don't know, I'm a minimalist, and stuff creates stress. So if you haven't hung out in an RV, maybe you need to, but I could live in the van probably forever, at least for a while, and not feel too bad, because we lived in the van for a month. I've lived in RVs for years. I've had 6 of them. I have 2 of them right now. It's a small space, but what I love about space, even though here at the condo everything's like white and clean and there's nothing really going on, all my things and stuff will literally fit in a bag. Like I could put my stuff in bags, and that's how I travel. I do have some stuff hung in the closet and things like that, but I put everything in my Vera Bradley bags, and I love to take off, and I keep everything in these bags, and I travel around, and I got a really awesome deal on them. I shared all the stuff that I do have that are my essential items in another video. If you haven't seen that one, you can check that out in the link below this video or at blogandbrandi.com. But I talked about all the things that I use to run my life that made my life simple and easy, and I really don't need that much stuff as a digital nomad when I'm working from home or while I roam, because I live my life online. Everything is online, even my systems, my calendar, my contacts, my pages, my documents, my videos, everything is online. So I can access my life from anywhere, and it's shared all my systems, all my stuff, and all of that stuff. Another thing that changed the game for me was eliminating distractions in my life. And by eliminating the drinking that I mentioned earlier, that helps eliminate a lot of these other things. So the drinking helped eliminate distractions because I don't have drunk people waking up around me causing problems in my life, either keeping me up late, not allowing me to get up early, or forcing me to get up early. Unsubscribing from emails was eliminating distractions in my life. Turning off social media notifications eliminates distractions in my life. Also, unimportant phone notifications. So if you got all those little phone notifications on your phone, it's like notification, social media, email, OMG, that's gonna make you go crazy. It's just something that I don't do. do. So a lot of people are like, oh, I sent you a message, or like, why didn't you get that? And it's like, oh, that's because I don't get notifications. I don't have notifications turned on my phone, and I have to go over to social media to see that someone sent me something. I would have to do that for email, social media. Even on my phone, I'll turn, like when I'm trying to get something done, I talked about like staying focused, and one of the things that I do is I'll turn on airplane mode on my phone, or focus, or silent, or vibrate, and I'll get stuff done. I've learned to eliminate distractions in my life and not feel bad about telling people like, hey, can't do that. And I've just tried to also learn to work around other people's schedules, or work around the environment that I'm in, because being a digital nomad and having to change environments, or even have people show up or things show up, or one day the internet stopped working, water pipes burst, or like things go on that have nothing to do with me. Something goes on and I have to change my day around. But eliminating distractions in my life allows me to get things done and be pre-prepared and automate and put all my systems in place so that I don't have to worry about things that do come up. So automation, scheduling, all of those things. I've talked about my systems and my programs, but putting those things in place, even in my emails and automation of scheduling of, like I said, I have to do everything online, but I try to automate and schedule as much as I can. On that note, the last thing that I'll say that is a healthy habit that changed my life, not just automating and scheduling things, but writing, blogging, vlogging, creating, sharing videos online. I'm a writer. Even though you might see me show up in these videos, I actually love to write. I even wrote a book. If you don't know, I wrote a book, Branding and Business, called Brand Like a Boss. I'll put a link to it below this video so you can check that out. But I love writing. I wrote this book. I wrote a website. I have several blogs. I have a finance blog. I have a travel blog. I have a blog about blogging. I have a blog about RV life. I have a dog blog. I love writing and I love blogging. And it's a way that you can make money online, and also like a therapy and a release for me. I have a bunch of blogs and I've written a book, but blogging for me and vlogging is quicker and you can get those things out faster. And so you can blog a blog and do all of that on social media. You don't have to necessarily have a website. I have a website and I built mine with GoDaddy. Super easy, super fast. I'll put a link below the video, but I bought my domain name on there and I set up my website with their GoDaddy managed WordPress, and they handle everything for me. It's super easy. I never really have to worry about that. I feel like a website developer, even though I'm not one. Sharing my story and putting tips and tricks and my journey out there in my life and being able to help others has given me a release, but also given me a business. So I've learned how to share myself and my life and my journey while also making money. So I would say like turning vlogging into a business, turning writing into a business, turning vlogging into a business. It's more than just making videos. There's a whole lot more to it. Learn how to say things like, oh, be sure that you subscribe to this video and like this video and tap the little bell icon so you're notified every time I publish, and how to put a little commentary in there, and also tell people, hey, go over to my website, bloggingbrandi.com, and how to use blogging and these videos to actually promote myself, my products, my services, my email list. And I'll say like, hey, you know, make sure to get all these tips and tricks to your inbox, or all the fun stuff that I talk about and more, not just my YouTube videos. Be sure that you join my fan club, my email list below, and things like that. That's how I will actually kind of like learn to build a tribe, build my vibe, and start to attract people to me instead of me like forcing content out at them on social media. I love blogging, I love vlogging, I love writing, and those are the ways that I've been able to do it, or I've found ways to do it. So even if you don't have your own website, another way that I've been able to do it is on medium.com. So medium.com, super easy. And if you even subscribe to their little partner program, I think it's $5 a month right now, and who knows, by the time you watch this video, it could be more. People can pay you to write stories. So you write your stories, and it's like this kind of like a pool of money, and you can pay block your stories or paywall your stories to where if people go and read them, you get paid. It's absolutely free to set up, except for if you want to be part of their little partner program. I think it's like $5 a month, but you can blog on there for free and set up a blog for free and have an about page and all that. I have a blog over there. I even blogged for 28 days straight on medium.com and did a little challenge with some of my other little peeps. Yeah, so how do you feel about these healthy habits? Waking up early, going to bed early, not staying up too late, stopping drinking, learning how to say no, learning to be happy and productive alone, listening to your body, putting myself first, not wearing makeup, and unnatural things becoming more natural and healthy. Knowing what I'm putting into my body, not just on my body, but into my body, eliminating things and stuff, becoming a minimalist, downsizing. I made some videos about that, by the way. If you haven't seen those, I put those on my RV channel because that's what people want to know when they get into an RV. So I'll drop a link to that below this video. You can check those out. Head over to rversity.com and find all the RV stuff about minimalism, simplistic life, mobilism, and eliminating distractions was another thing, and automating systems, scheduling. That helps me eliminate distractions and not feel like there's tons of things that I have to do out there. And then writing and blogging. Wow. Which one of these healthy habits have you implemented or going to implement? What are you going to quit? What have you quit? What are some things that maybe you need to quit? Let me know in the description below this video, or in the comments below this video. I'll put all the links to everything I mentioned in the description below this video, but comment below and let me know. I want to hear which one of these resonates with you the most, which ones you want to hear more about. And of course, if you like this video, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and tap that little bell icon to let me know, because that's going to let me know to make more videos like this, as well as it's going to help me reach more people in the YouTube algorithm, and they're going to know what healthy habits and things that they need to quit and implement as well. I love you. I'm super excited to hear what you're going to do. And I'm so excited that I've shared some of these things with you. And I'm happy to be blogging and glad. And I can't wait to hear what you've got going on. So until the next time, I'm Blogging Brandi. Please, please, please be sure to leave a comment below, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff that I mentioned. Head over to the description below this video, as well as bloggingbrandi.com. And I've got tons of playlists. So after this video, you can watch the next ones and keep on going over and over and over and learn all the things that I'm teaching you on this journey. So I love you. I'll see you in the next video.